Hello, people of Earth and elsewhere. Welcome back to the show where the content is spam and I am Crackers. This week, spam consists of a very interesting topic, and I have two very special guests to help me discuss it. We have Thing 1.
Hello, I'm Boo.
And Thing 2.
Hi, I'm Blue.
Today we're going to be talking about a question that has been bugging me for a long time. What exactly is a yokai? And these ones are actually the reason why I decided to look into it a bit more. So apparently, the new generation's version of Pokemon is this game called Yokai Watch. Okay, Boo, you first.
Well, Yokai Watch is both a video game and an anime, but they only made a few episodes in English on television.
They made the full first season. I think that counts.
Mm-hmm.
Blue?
Okay, and in the Yokai Watch video game, you're able to evolve yokai, and you're also to fuse yokai. You're able to fuse two yokai, or a yokai with a theme.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a mix between Pokemon and Digimon.
Yeah, but yokai give you medals, not Pokeballs.
Or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's still very similar.
Kind of.
Anyway, so I wanted to look in. I heard of yokai before in other animes that I have watched, like one especially called Kami-sama Kiss. It was the first anime series I think that I watched that I actually heard the term yokai used. In older shows, like Inuyasha, which I had been watching at the time, I had heard the term yokai used and translated as demon. So that was my understanding of what a yokai was. But apparently that's not really an appropriate term, because it's not like they're all spawned from hell and stuff like that, as would be implied by calling it a demon, yes?
Okay. Yokai are not demons, they're spirits in the show and game.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else to add?
Well, I would just like to say that is true, Blue.
Now, the thing is, then I watched Yu Yu Hakusho more recently, and does the word apparition seem to fit the bill a little better? Like, from your understanding of what a yokai is?
Yeah, and I have been watching the show, the Yu Yu Hakusho, a bit with her. And
Not
Blue.
much for me.
Yeah, but does apparition, like, do you know what an apparition is?
No.
Okay, well, here. Apparition, a supernatural appearance of a person or thing, especially a ghost, a specter, or a phantom.
Yeah, that does make sense with the yokai. It sounds exactly like the thing how you would say it like how in the show or video game.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, sometimes you don't see Whisper, and sometimes when you start moving in the game, he just suddenly comes and he starts following you. He follows you.
Yeah, okay. I didn't ask about the game. I'm not asking about the game at all. The question is still, what is a yokai? So yeah, apparition, as they explained it in Yu Yu Hakusho, seems to work for the description a lot better. Right? We agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. But you see, that's not really very accurate either. Because yokai take on lots and lots of different forms. Like, some of the more commonly known ones are, what?
Well, yokai actually make people do bad things. Like Rough makes people bad.
And, like, makes the good guys into bad boys than there is.
I know.
Yeah.
I've watched the show.
Yeah, it's true.
No, but that's not what yokai in the traditional Japanese sense do. Okay? Some of them are troublemakers, apparently, and some of them are known to do things, okay? So a common yokai is called a kitsune, and I know you've seen at least one of those in your game, so go ahead and you can tell me which one that is.
Kubi.
Please enunciate.
Frosttail.
Kubi. They're both fox yokai.
Yeah.
Yep, and how many tails do they have?
9.
Both of them?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, you see, the legend of the kitsune goes that the longer every time that a kitsune yokai, that is a fox yokai, lives for 100 years, they get another tail. So, I'm under the impression that, like, in Yu Yu Hakusho, how many tails did Kurama have?
4.
It says that he's 300 years old. So he started out with one tail, and then when he was 100 years old, he got 2. and then when he was 300, he got 4. Get that? Make sense?
Yeah.
So you see, that's how a kitsune ordinarily works. So, of course, that's not always how they're depicted in anime.
Mhm.
And if anybody mentions a kitsune in Japanese, it's also just the word for fox.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's just a little fun fact for you. You have those which are kind of spirit-like, and then there are some which are more like local legends and stuff like that. A lot of them come out of what do you call them? Japanese folk tales and fairy tales. Yeah.
Can we be able to tell them all the legendary yokai?
Of course not.
What you were saying earlier about the local legend stuff, it started to think of like kappas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there are lots of different variations of things like that. And you get those in other cultures as well, like something in Spanish-speaking cultures called La Llorona. And that translates to essentially the weeping woman. And my Spanish teacher once said every village or town in, like, Mexico and other Spanish-speaking countries, they'll have their own different version of La Llorona. The story is not always the same. So so apparition isn't exactly the most accurate term for it either. So what can we call these yokai? There is actually no blanket term for what you can call them. You can't call them demons, you can't really call them anything. They're a lot like mythological beasts, like how you have, a cyclops, or like cryptids, like a Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster. They're all different sorts. But yeah, ultimately the answer is we don't know what exactly you would call a yokai. Apparition does seem to be the best word for it. Yeah?
Oh. Some yokai make you lucky, some yokai don't make you lucky.
Well, you see, that does go in with Japanese tradition. I do believe there are yokai that have effects on people like that. And in some ways they are like demons or ghosts, because not like inspiriting people, yokai have been known to possess people.
Yes.
Kind of like how ghosts do and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And you see, that's just how that works.
Yes.
So I guess that answers the little question. What is a yokai? The answer is there is no translation. Anyway.
So you could just say whatever you want. There isn't really much of a good name for it. Like demon, apparition, just a yokai, spirits, ghosts, whatever.
Yeah, if you get into the people who are really into Japan and really into anime and stuff like that, people are gonna say, well, you can't just call them demons and blah 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 blah. It's best to just refer to them as yokai, so you know. Yeah. They come in so many different forms. You might call them monsters, but the closest thing to a monster description that I've gotten out of Japanese is kaiju. And kaiju are often associated with giant Godzilla-style rampaging monsters.
Yeah, giant like dinosaur stuff or something.
Yep. What about you?
Oh, when we were talking about the inspiriting parts, it reminded me of Chihuahua.
He liked to chew ice.
Makes people chew ice out of the cup.
Whatever.
Yep.
You know, a lot of those yokai are fake, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Some of them are based off of actual Japanese legends, like
Kappa.
Yeah, like Kappa and Kyubi and Bazaria, who is a Yukiona. That translates to Snow Woman, by the way.
And that's the reason why she's my favorite out of the video game.
Yep.
Because of snow.
Yeah, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
There are lots of different kinds of yokai.
Yeah.
And they all do different things.
Yep.
So yeah, that ends our discussion here. I hope that people enjoyed that little podcast. A lot of editing will be done. But maybe I'll invite you guys back sometime.
Maybe.
And I will be displaying the pictures of yokai that I have drawn and their colored versions of them. I should draw a coloring book sometime. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you everybody for watching, if you managed to stick around until this point. And I hope to see you next time. Ciao!
Bye.
Bye.